Happy Democracy Day, fellow Nigerians at home and abroad. Honestly, some people believe, say, nothing to be happy about. But trust me, 19 years already since we entered democracy in 1999, May 29, 1999. I can remember the fanfare, the happiness, and the joy all across the length and breadth of Africa, including the world in general, as the most popular black country enter a democratic government after years of military dictatorship. But 19 years down the line, are we still happy? What will be the obstacles? How far have we come? We don't really achieve so much. What more do we have to do? In fact, this is a special edition of GDP, Governance, Development, and People. And today, we want to look at the achievements so far, the challenges, and how far we've done as it concerns healthcare, education, poverty. We're talking about employment, unemployment, and lots more, including, of course, security. My name, Natwitwi Ayinowawan. This is CIN, Citizens Information Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The program is still GDP on Citizen Information Network. And of course, our focus today, a special edition of the program on Nigeria democracy, a look at our democracy since 1999. Of course, it's been said all over the world that the worst democratic government is better than the best military government. But somehow, some of us, they think otherwise, because when we look around us, we see infrastructures where the military they don't build many years ago, we still they stand the test of time. Now only pash with the experience on these infrastructures since 1999, where we don't enter this democracy 19 years ago. If you talk about roads, look around Lagos, or look at villages around you for Nigeria, you'll see infrastructures built by the military. But then again, it not really means they won't go back to military rule. So, maybe we look at the things them now, where do they affect us so far since we entered democracy. For example, between 2006 and 2007, Nigerian workers only enjoyed 15% increase. That is, their life only better by 15%. But that of politicians don't increase by over 800%. So, the big question be say, who this democracy they favor? Nigerians on the streets or politicians will win election, enter political office? To talk about all of this, some of the things we need to look at, they say, people don't identify all over the world that the problem with Nigeria now our population. Yes, what will be the population of Nigeria? Over 180 million people right now as we speak, 2018. But our economy not they grow as our population they grow. If we look at some other countries, not be so it be, how they really they control their population, maybe that na a challenge. But that now waiting people waiting in position of authority they tell us. But for you on the street, and even for me we sit down here, I feel tell you say, I believe our population a big advantage because we're not big rich countries like India and even China. But 2018 where we did, as a doctor come, Nigeria don't become the country we get the highest number of extremely poor people for the world. We can't even get more poor people for Nigeria more than China. We get over 1 billion people in the country. So that one means, say, number one thing where they tell us, say, our population might be the problem, not be our population at all. Now, another thing where people they mention, apart from our population, yes, this is a very big problem. Because the level of unemployment for the country, they increase by the day. You know, why we get politicians where they rotate offices from left to right and all of the rest, we discover, say, since President Muhammadu Buhari entered alone, we don't get over 15 million Nigerians will lose their job. 15 million, over 15 million. That is of the population of Nigeria we're ready to work. That is the workforce. 15 million lose job alone unemployed. That's a very big problem for the world. For us to get out of this, we will start to think about things to do. But generally, if we look around us, we discover, say, the government, they're not they help the situation. Because what the government they do presently, now to make mouths for pages of newspaper, they turn motivational speakers, but to do the real work, they no go do. Like we talk about this particular government, they make so many promises, which we still they find today, whether we'll face some of these promises. Because I remember when the campaign they go on, sometime David West talk something, say, President Muhammadu Buhari, if elected then, go bring petrol to 40 naira per liter. But now it don't be 145 naira. We never still see anything. Healthcare. We get a president for the country now where they sick. We get a particular sickness. And 3 years down the line since the government, we never really get one hospital where we attend to our president. You can't wonder why Joe Esu dey on strike. The Joint Health Workers Union, where they on strike. And they don't talk, say they don't go back until their demand they meet. And when you look at their demand, you ask yourself, what is that they ask for basically? Everything results to equal pay, equal treatment, better welfare. But will the Nigerian worker ever get better welfare? Because for 1981, Nigerian workers, now the first time when they established minimum wage with that, Nigerian workers, they pay them 150 naira. But that time, when they go on strike to demand for minimum wage, they actually ask for 300 naira. But they get 150 naira. Yeah, as at that time when they get 150 naira, make I tell you what the exchange rate be. A naira, in fact, a dollar is less than 1 naira. A dollar na 61 kobo for 1981. So, if we convert that money now, that means 150 naira, where they pay Nigerian workers for 1981, now $246. So today, $246 is almost 90,000 naira today. But how much be minimum wage? 18,000 naira. So you can ask yourself, how Nigerians want to live better life? When Nigerians will work for this country for 1981, still they earn more. Welcome back now. Still GDP on Citizen Information Network, and of course, a focus today program, Democracy Special, 19 years of democracy down the line. As we don't talk before we go for the break, we don't really talk about pay to compare Nigerian workers of today to the workers for 1981. You don't see the difference. For 1981, that they earned 150 naira as minimum wage, which was equals to $246 then, because a dollar now 61 kobo for 1981. Now, 2018 where we did, a dollar now 365 naira. So the salary of Nigerian worker for 1981 is about 90,000 naira today. While we still struggle to even increase from 18,000 naira minimum wage, where they approved for February 22, 2011. This government don't promise to increase minimum wage again. But one thing they're very common. Jonathan government increased minimum wage before 2011 election. This government of President Muhammadu Buhari don't promise again, say they're going to increase minimum wage. So maybe this is another strategy to take win election. That they propose 56,000 naira. But even at 56,000 naira, you discover, say, Nigerian workers will work for this country for 1981, still enjoy better life. Maybe no wonder some of our fathers, when they retire, then they get houses, they get cars, they get properties, and big farms. But now, when people they retire, they're already tired because they fatigue much. Now, away from that, more just look at quick thing about the population issue also, which to me not be really an issue, an advantage for us. Now, the fact is, we go look at the fact for 1980. For 1980, Nigeria population now 73 million, while the population for countries like South Africa now 29 million. Now for 1980. For 2018 now, Nigeria population now 186 million, Why that of South Africa na 55 million. Ghana na 28 million. But 1980, Ghana population na 10 million. So it could be like say with a bomb faster than other people for this continent. But then again, one of the biggest problems na corruption. Because I must tell you, say between 1960 and 2005, the money where they embezzle for this country na $20 trillion. You shout, Abi, $20 trillion. Now the total money where they steal from this country between 1960 and 2005. No wonder the president or the government of President Muhammadu Buhari campaign and focus on anti-corruption. But then again, some people they talk. How far the corruption fight don't go? How many people? What will be the level of prosecution? Ibrahim Magu, where they lead the FCC now? Some people even they doubt incompetence. But then again, bigly, 2019 though they approach. And President Muhammadu Buhari, they seek re-election. So President Muhammadu Buhari go into 2019 election without at least commissioning one hospital, even though may build them for his hometown, Daura, for Katsina State. We go feed they treat the same sickness where the president they face. So that many other less privileged Nigerians, where they go through that sickness, will not fit go to London, go fit at least get health care. Because we know say for this country, once people don't reach 70 and you are less privileged, now death with that. But importantly again, 16 million Nigerians now not get job. Yes, 16 million out of the 85 million workforce, the labor force we will get for this country. 16 million, they out of work. So seriously, now like this where they look, maybe time don't reach for you to ask yourself serious questions. How far? 19 years down the line, are we okay with over 5,000 people who don't die between 2015 and 2018 as killed by herdsmen or even Boko Haram? Where are we Nigerians? Make we not forget, importantly also, Leah Sharibu. That girl with Boko Haram and she still there even with Boko Haram. When they come back to round up this part of the program, you know, now GDP, we must just talk. Democracy special, 19 years of democracy. Alpha. When they come back. Welcome back now. Still GDP on Citizen Information Network. And of course, a focus on democracy, 19 years of democracy, Alpha. Right now, as we just the round up now, I might just make you know this important point. For the minute where you used to watch this clip, I'll tell you, say, we don't get nothing less than 70 Nigerians, yes, we enter poverty. Because according to the United Nations, the goal, the Sustainable Development Goal for 2030, they say to move people out of extreme poverty, we must move 57 people must leave poverty every minute. Yes, 57 people. That make and be say, that's for Africa. 57 people for Africa must they leave poverty. That now 12 Nigerians must they leave poverty every minute. 12 Nigerians every minute. But the sad news we say, my brother, now 7 Nigerians, they enter poverty every minute. Instead, we would they move 12 Nigerians out of poverty every minute for us to meet with the Sustainable Development Goal. 7 Nigerians, they enter poverty, extreme poverty, every minute. Now, how we want to go from there? No work, no job, insecurity, and all we want still they expect, one person go stand somewhere and refer to you as lazy. You don't have to take it. But always remember that you get the power to decide your future, how Nigeria won't be. But we no go stop all of this without saying also, say President Muhammadu Buhari government don't reduce the rate where Boko Haram take the key for Northeast. That's an achievement by the government. But one thing where the government failed to do, remember say for April, President Muhammadu Buhari come out to talk, say government no go sponsor government officials on medical trip abroad. But just less than 2 months, for June, President Muhammadu Buhari be the first person to go abroad go London, remember, we go see a specialist on ear, nose, and throat. And to date, we never know how much our president don't take care of himself. Nobody go tell us. Remember, the president's wife also come out to tell us, hey, you know, the state house clinic for Abuja get problem, no drugs and nothing. So, just think about it. Remember, 90 years of democracy, not so good and not so bad. Even as you not get water to drink for your house. Me too, where they talk so. I not get water to drink. If you notice, say my lips all they dry. Okay, so man, stop to the talk now for here. See you next time on GDP again. My name, now tweet we, you know what one.